In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll D. Bed up sound. Stand by
This is Oklahoma's own
mic.
News on 6.
Roll A. Like Q, animate.
The axe falls at
Stand by
American
one,
Airlines
board.
and more than
Stand by the
2,000
read.
people in Tulsa could be out of a job.
Dissolve, read.
Thank you for being
Ready,
here at
clean.
9. I'm Jennifer
Roll
Lauren.
A.
Altogether, the airline
Ready,
wants
key.
to slash 13,000 jobs as it fights
Stand by the
its way
read.
out of bankruptcy. Every division is getting cut.
Read.
American expects to fire 400 pilots,
Read.
2,300 flight attendants,
Read.
4,600 mechanics,
Read.
and 1,400 managers company-wide. Hundreds of baggage handlers, cleaners, and gate agents are also on the
Ready, once
chopping
on the board.
block.
Take.
Lacey Lowry is
Ready,
calculating
C.
how deep the cuts will be at Tulsa's
Roll
largest
C.
private
Take.
employer,
Stand
and
by
she is live at the
with.
maintenance base with all the new details.
Dissolve, Q,
Lacey?
animate.
Yeah, Jennifer, American Airlines
Animate.
says Tulsa is looking at as many as 2,100
Animate.
layoffs,
A
but Senator
sample,
Jim
clean next.
Inhofe's
Ready,
office
A.
says the company told the Oklahoma congressional delegation that number was closer to 2,800. Employees say it hurts no matter what the number.
Roll A. Take sound full.
It's a lot worse than people
All
thought.
right, first key
Dave
is at
Woodruff
11.
is one of the
We'll be out the REM
6,800
20
employees at
after this.
Tulsa's American
Still nothing
Airlines
from
maintenance
RevCam.
base. He's worked there since 1997.
I know of a lot of people that's worked hard trying to save our
key it,
jobs
animate.
because it's so important to our families and stuff.
Animate.
And I feel like
May
they're
have to
really
throw-
let down
throw
right
a
now,
flash.
including myself.
CEO Tom Horton sent a letter to employees
43
explaining
for
the
Tim
company's
Smith.
plan. It proposes closing
Well,
the Fort Worth
we see a
maintenance
shot.
base, laying off up to 2,100 from the Tulsa base,
Next key's at
outsourcing
43.
some aircraft maintenance and fleet service work, and slashing budgets for all work groups by 20%.
Yeah, I'm happy
the
with
company
it.
wants to improve
All right, we're
revenues
good to
by
go
$1
in
billion
RevCam.
a year and cut
43.
costs by $2 billion.
Ready, key for Tim.
It's a
Key and
difficult
animate.
day to be saying that kind of information.
Animate out.
By the same token,
All right,
though,
that's your last key.
we
This runs
believe
at
it's something
33,
we
this
have to do at
process.
this point. There really is no choice.
In benefits, the company plans to stop retiree medical coverage for current employees, terminate pension plans, and switch to a 401k.
30 seconds left.
However, a spokesperson says
Precinct
90% of employees
Just
will
one out.
not see a reduction in pension benefits if they retire at
Hey,
age
RevCam,
65.
if you can hear me, can you
The
tilt up
company
just a
filed
touch
for
there?
bankruptcy
There
last
you
year
go.
because
Thank
it was
you.
hemorrhaging money, $10
That's
billion
fine, that's fine.
the last 10 years. It
15
believes
away.
this is the best way to survive.
To emerge as a successful
10 seconds. This
profitable
process is the
business,
ready. REM 20 win.
and at the same time save tens of thousands of jobs for our employees so that we can grow when we complete this process.
Thank you.
And the company
Two
wants to
effects
keep base
next.
pay rates the same, give annual pay raises, and roll out a new profit-sharing plan. This is all just a proposal, though. Next up is the negotiations between
Ready,
the
two
unions and
effects.
the company, and ultimately the federal judge overseeing the bankruptcy will approve the restructuring. Lacey Lowry, News on 6
Animate.
tonight.
Take Q.
While the number of
sample
proposed
with next.
cuts has been released,
Ready, A
American
with for
airline
sound.
workers still don't know exactly who among them will be out of work.
Roll A. Take sound, animate.
I'm worried for all of us because
Okay.
I would not like
Animate.
for any
Ready,
of us
key.
to
Next
have
key
to
at
lose our
5.
jobs.
Overall, I believe that
Animate. This runs 14 seconds. We're out the C. Wiping the C next. Stand by C or
no
mic.
doubt about
Roll
it.
C. Wipe Q.
And with
Stand by
thousands of
2.
jobs on the chopping block, the Tulsa area's economy will
Dissolve.
feel the
3
brunt
on the
of the
sports board
impact.
next.
Tulsa Metro Chamber President Mike Neal
Ready,
says
3.
the layoffs will be painful, but the chamber will focus its resources on displaced workers and their
Turn
families.
tag. Ready, camera
News on
12
6 anchor
with.
Tara Vrila continues our team coverage. Tara?
Take animate
Jennifer,
Q.
the chamber says it's thankful that the first restructuring will allow the Tulsa base to remain
Animate.
open.
Ready, A
That
sample.
means that thousands of jobs, existing jobs, will be retained.
Roll A. Take sound.
Thousands
First
of
key
jobs.
is at
I'm
11.
certain that most of us in this area, including myself, will know someone directly
For
affected by this
John
situation.
something. Ready,
Thousands of
key.
families.
People that we go
Key
to
and
church
animate.
with, our neighbors,
Animate out.
relatives, and others.
Mike Neal at
Thousands of
22.
lives facing uncertainty.
It's a significant
Ready,
number.
key?
You know, you never
Key
want to
animate.
lose any jobs, but anytime you lose jobs of
Animate
that
out.
magnitude, it's
36
tough.
In the
for
wake
Chris
of
Nissen.
American Airlines restructuring plans, the Tulsa Metro Chamber rallied to offer support.
Ready, key.
The chamber says American employees are a
Key
well-trained
animate.
workforce that will be attractive
that
to
can't
outside
be-
employers. City and
animate
regional
out.
leaders say they are optimistic
can't
that
be
those
right.
given pink slips will be rehired by
109
local
for
companies to
GT
do
Bynum.
comparable work, even jobs American outsources.
We'll be aggressively working with various third-party private sector outsourcing companies or MRO companies to look
This runs a minute
to make them
25
aware
help.
of A, our facilities, and B, our employees, our world-class workforce.
Councilman Oklahoman G.T. Bynum says
20.
he's not
Ready,
looking
key
at
for
this as an
GT.
elected official or politician. For him, it's personal.
I've been
Key
laid
and
off.
animate.
I know what comes with that. I know what
Animate
comes
out.
with that. And
That's your last
talking to your
key.
family
10 seconds.
when you find out
Out
that
the
kind
12
of news.
with.
Bynum encourages Oklahomans to not just sit on the sidelines.
5. Ready, camera
Keep
12
in mind
with.
what these folks are going to be going through and think about what it is they can do to help them.
Take animate Q.
Mary Dewey Bartlett says that's a little
Tune the Zoom
premature to
next.
make any solid statements about what's going to happen in the next few months, but he is certain that Tulsa's
Great. Tune the
economy
Zoom.
will remain vibrant. Tara Vreeland, News
Start
on
to
6
move.
tonight.
Take Q.
A petition is
Adding a key
circulating
here. Ready,
online
key.
to show support for American
Key and animate.
Union
Ready,
employees. You can find the link on our website,
Roll C. Take.
newson6.com.
Stand by. 3 and
Pay
effects.
raises get cut as we
Animate.
cover the
Dissolve.
Capitol tonight. Leaders in the
Biz 3
legislature
next.
from both parties are backing a resolution to reject a 6% pay raise for Oklahoma's judges and statewide officials
Ready, Biz
like
3.
the governor, attorney general, and state superintendent of schools.
Take animate.
The pay raise proposal came from the Board
Stand by
of
to
Judicial
animate.
Compensation back in September.
Animate.
Democrats argue it's
Stand
unjust,
by to
saying other
animate.
state
Going
employees
to C
haven't seen
next.
a raise in 6 years.
Animate. Stand by
Republicans
C.
don't want the raise either, saying Oklahoma is still emerging
Roll
from
C.
the recession.
White. Stand by. 3 and effects.
Covering crime tonight, police
Animate.
arrested a Dewey
Dissolve.
woman after a
Ready,
16-month-old
Biz
was
3.
scalded with water. Officers
Take,
arrested
animate.
Danielle Connor
We'll tag
yesterday
three-
after she
excuse me, we'll
admitted
tag 2
leaving
straight.
that child and a 3-year-old alone in the bathroom for about 10 minutes. Court records show that when
Ready,
Connor
2.
went back to check on the children, she noticed the hot water was on and the toddler was screaming in pain from serious burns on her legs and feet.
Take. 3 and
Connor
effects
was
next.
booked on complaints of
Ready,
child
3 and
neglect
effects.
and obstruction because she initially lied about what
Animate.
happened.
Turn take. Ready. 8. Clean.
The Tulsa County Jail has a new occupant
Relay.
tonight.
Take-
Baxi is a 3-year-old Belgian
No key
Malinois
here.
who
Going to
came
be
from
sample
the
with
sheriff's
next.
office last October. She is trained to detect narcotics, tobacco, even cell phones. Each day, she searches the
Ready,
visitors
B.
area and the public restrooms where visitors are known to sneak in contraband and leave it for trustees to then smuggle into
Roll
the
B.
jail.
Sound. Take. Animate.
As far
This runs 8
as
seconds. She'll get a mic.
jail-specific
Animate out.
county dogs,
Stand by our mic.
she is one of probably only 2 or 3 in the nation.
Mic Q. Wiping the C next.
Baxi can
Stand by
find her
C.
target items even if they're wrapped in electrical tape, buried under trash,
Roll C.
or hidden in
White.
chemicals.
Stand by 3 and effects.
In tonight's Consumer Report,
Animate,
Facebook
dissolve,
files
C in the nation
papers
full
to go
clean
public.
next.
This initial
Ready,
public
C.
offering by the social media giant will likely be the largest tech IPO since
Roll C.
Google 8 years
Tag,
ago.
stand by A for
Alexis
sound.
Christoforous has more details new at
Roll
9.
A. Wipe sound full.
Facebook
All right,
is
first
going
key
public.
is at 32
the social
for the social
networking
network
company
key.
will soon
Courtesy
offer
key.
its stock for
This
sale
runs a
in an
minute
effort to
34.
raise $5 billion.
We're talking about potentially one of the top 3 IPOs in history.
The IPO will make Facebook one of the world's most valuable companies and make many of its 3,200 employees instant millionaires. Facebook was started in 2004 at Harvard University by then student, now CEO, Mark
Ready, key.
Zuckerberg. Its story chronicled in the social network.
Key and
People
animate.
want to go on the internet and check out their friends, so why not build a website that
Animate
offers
out.
that friends, pictures, profiles.
Brian Cooley at 50.
8 years and 800 million users later, Facebook is one of the biggest players on the internet, linking not only people, but businesses and customers.
Ready, key.
Public awareness is not a problem.
Everybody
Can't animate.
understands Facebook. This is not a company it's hard to explain or
Animate out.
obscure. So when firms like
Alexis
this, like
Christoforous at
Google,
102.
go public, you've got everyone from the everyday
Ready,
mainstream
key.
investor to the big institutions interested.
Facebook
Christoforous.
will trade either here at
Can't
the New
animate.
York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ under the symbol
Animate out.
FB. But don't expect to get in at the initial
Johnny
price unless
Thomas
you've friended
at
some pretty
116.
powerful
Ready, key.
investment houses.
People that do business
Key
with
and
Morgan
animate.
Stanley and potentially Goldman
Animate
Sachs
out.
may
Hit
have the
your last
opportunity
key.
to buy it pre-IPO or at the
10
IPO opening
seconds.
price.
The rest
Wiping
of
the
us
C
will
for
just
first
have to
forecast.
wait and spend more.
Stand by.
Look for the stock to go on sale sometime in the next few months. Alexis Christoforous,
Roll
CBS
C.
News, New York.
Wipe sound full. Stand by 4 with. And dissolve Q. Animate.
Here we are, February 1st, and it's
Stand
the
by
same
31.
thing as January 31st. Awesome weather.
Dissolve.
Not complaining. A year ago, it was a blizzard that was just ending. Today, we
Tim,
had showers
before you
and
double
storms that
next,
started
and that's
across
2 for the
areas
tees.
of really just south of Norman, went through McAllister, had some hail with that. That's moved all the way now into northern portions of Alabama. But that system, as it moved on out, kind of left us really with nice weather. Much of northeast Oklahoma is relatively quiet. The best chances of rain are going to be coming in for tomorrow night. We'll talk more about that later. Meantime, today's high temperatures Upper 60s again in some areas, 67 in Tulsa, 68 in Claremore, 67 in Bartlesville. Southeast Oklahoma had the clouds, so they were just a few degrees cooler. Temperatures are generally in the 40s to low 50s now. We do find a 35-degree reading out around the Drumride area. Around the metro area, downtown Tulsa, still gorgeous at 56. And we're talking about 35 out there, as we said, in Alton, 51 in Muskogee. All right, what's going on? Well, we still have mild weather coming up for the next few days, but thunderstorms are becoming more and more likely. And then we're going to find a code because it will gradually get cooler for the weekend and beyond. Details and forecast coming up in just a little bit, Jen.
Okay, thank you very much, Trav.
Take music, start
Next
pool,
at 9,
roll
a taste of space. The out-of-this-world story behind a new meteorite-infused wine. Plus, man arrested, accused of being drunk, behind the wheel of a Zamboni. And later, a look back at the life of Soul Train creator Don Cornelius.
Fade this and re-break. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start your move and dissolve my cue. Ready, 8 for sound.
Caught on camera, a familiar face robbing a Florida McDonald's.
Take sound full.
Oh no, I haven't. But oh my goodness, he certainly looks like somebody familiar, right?
My cue.
He certainly does. That's because the crook was wearing a Barack Obama mask. He made off with $1,000 and left some wondering if he was also making a political statement.
Sound. Hold on this.
I guess some people think that Obama's
this runs 13 seconds. Out to 3 effects next.
That much.
The poor Prez, he's getting it from
Ready,
everywhere, isn't he? People are robbing things looking like him.
In Minnesota, police arrest a man they say was drunk behind the wheel of a Zamboni.
Roll A, sound, and take
noticed that he was off the mark by quite a ways.
Now, set by this 3.
Bumping into the boards and having trouble maneuvering the machines.
Wipe anime Q.
One witness says the driver, Joel Bruss, had the water off during his 4 laps around the hockey arena. The typical 10-minute job took 25 minutes to finish. Bruss is now suspended following his disturbing drive on the ice. A British astronomer and winemaker combines his 2 passions to create the first meteorite wine. Ian Hutchins' 2010 Meteorito is a Cabernet infused with part of a space rock that crashed into Chile 6,000 years ago. The meteorite is believed to be 4.5 billion years old, and Ian says it adds the perfect taste of space.
Sound.
The major difference is that you are
9 seconds, you're
tasting elements from the birth of the solar system. And that for me is a major difference. You're tasting space in a way.
Mike Q, what's tasteful?
The wine sells for about $10 a bottle. Right now it is only sold at a Chilean astronomy center, but there are plans to export it to other countries. And a nice glass of space wine might actually pair nicely with a meal made according to the stars. Check this out. Food website Chow.com's created this new Zodiac menu guide for Valentine's Day. It's a game that helps you cook the perfect meal for your partner based on your astrological signs.
And take sample.
How did you ever develop these menus? Like, how do we know it's
accurate? This one's 13
for an Aquarius,
seconds. We're wiping the C next.
I consulted an actual astrologist. He helped us identify what foods would appeal to every single sign and why.
Actual astrologist. Well, we have a link to the Zodiac menu planner on our website, newson6.com.
Dissolve, music start pull.
Still ahead, a heartwarming homecoming on the home front. Cameras are rolling as a father surprises his daughter for her 6th birthday. Plus, the Green Country Grandpa making his unique bedtime stories available to children across the globe. And here's a live look tonight from our Osage Casino Skycam network. Travis tells us about a chance for some much-needed rain.
Fade this, roll your break.
So, Ray.
Yo.
What is the taste of space?
And that's what I want to know. We'll be out to sea and then 2 in the centerboard. Stand by C. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll C. Fade up cure. Stand by 2 in the centerboard.
Oklahoma Zone, making sure childhood bedtime stories are not forgotten. A Green Country Grandpa has become a children's author. Jerry Showman says the adventures of Alice and Herman, the bedbug, were born in 1974 when his oldest daughter asked for a bedtime story. He's been creating new adventures ever since, with his grandkids now asking for stories. Showman decided to put his tales on paper. He hopes they inspire sweet dreams for children beyond his own family.
Will be sound take anime. This runs 15 seconds.
For kids to have a big imagination, I think, and sometimes they imagine things that they can't do, and they strive to do that, and eventually they can overcome that and do the things that a lot of people tell them they can't do.
Mike Q.
His
That's a lot of can't
grandchildren
do's in
certainly
there.
have inherited some of
next,
Jerry's
and then
imagination.
quickly
The
the A.
words in Jerry's
Ready,
book
3
are
in a zoom.
his, but Alice and Herman were drawn by his
Start to
grandkids.
move. Take. Ready, A, clean.
A birthday surprise on the home
Roll
front
A.
tonight.
Take.
Birthday girl Bailey
B, some full
Page
clean
shows
next.
a poster
Ready,
of her sergeant
B.
dad to her class, and then all of the
Roll
sudden,
B, sound. Take.
Guess what, Bailey?
Stand by your mic.
Turn around.
My cue.
that is
A,
so
sound full
sweet.
clean
Bailey's
next.
dad got in
Runs
the night
5
before
seconds.
and kept quiet until he
Ready,
could
A,
surprise her on
sound
her
full.
6th birthday. He served in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Roll A. Take sound full. Wiping the C next. Stand by.
birthday present I wanted this
Roll C. Wipe sound full. Stand by. 4 with. And is on my cue. Anime.
Oh, that's awesome. And I tell you what, weather, awesome. We can say that again for sure.
Animate.
Had some showers and a
All
few
right.
thunderstorms for you guys down in southern
Just breathe
Oklahoma
a
this
minute
morning.
here.
They were a little bit random, but
Felt
they ended
it.
up producing some
It's all
hail.
him from here.
Kind of a sign that spring instead of snow and a blizzard, which we've talked about enough, I think, already. But gives you the idea that as you look around the country, there is nothing going on that's really bad. And I mean, that's good. System that moved through our area is pushed all the way, as I mentioned before, to Alabama. These showers and thunderstorms just kind of made a march off to the east, and then that was pretty much it. So tonight in Oklahoma, all is quiet, expected to stay that way. But tell you what, great beginning for February,
27, we're
great
gonna
ending for
dissolve to that
January,
package, not wipe
especially
to
when you
it.
take a look at statistics. I thought this was probably going to rate as maybe the in the top 2-3 Januaries of all time for record warmth. Number one was not that long ago. I kind of forgot about this.
Scott, what did you say? I couldn't hear you, man.
48.4 degrees. I don't know if you remember that, but that was a very mild winter, or I should say
You know what?
January.
I think you did.
Especially when you say that we've just gone through an incredible
Yeah.
January. But we were
I think
tied
I
for
did
7th
too.
place. Is that not crazy?
I bet he
So
said it was
anyway,
against 10.
we're not going to complain because it has been awful nice. Will we have to pay? Well, here's the way it looks as we go into February right now. We're talking about temperatures still expected to overall average above normal. There's some cold shots that are coming. We can see that in the next week or two. But overall, still the pattern does not look like anything that's really signaling a massive cold wave coming our way.
2 minutes.
That's not to say it couldn't happen. Just want you to know that out front. The chances of rain are near normal here. Any place that is not highlighted is near normal. So we've kind of removed parts of Oklahoma and northwest Texas from the below normal probabilities. Most of the below normal probabilities have been pushed a little bit further south and west and into the southeast part of the United States. Above normal precipitation just off to the east. So kind of an interesting month. We'll see if this can pan out or not. So far, so good. Taking a look right now from Fine Airport parking. See a jet moving on through. It has been a quiet night. We've had a light northeast wind, and normally that'd mean a really cold night, but we're at 54 degrees. That, is, by the way, is 4 degrees above a normal high for this time of year, 40% humidity. Pretty good chance we'll see some patchy fog in southeast Oklahoma tonight into the early morning hours. We have a north wind right now at 7. Pressure is steady. Taking a look at temperatures at this hour, kind of a wide range in temperatures. We're hanging at 35 out around the Drum Ride area while we're at 54 still here in downtown, 36 at the airport in Bartlesville, and then you get around 50 in Eufaula. So we're talking about relatively mild weather. Tonight through the morning hours, not a whole lot going on. Still very quiet, some patchy dense fog again in southeast Oklahoma around 40, 30s with a few frosty areas north of Tulsa. Remember, some frost can get on some bridges and overpasses and mess this up a little bit. 60s tomorrow, new storm system coming in from out of the west. Here's a look at what it's shaping up as. As this system moves on in, moisture is just to our south, so that's going to pile back up with this warm front as we go through the day tomorrow. Then showers and storms break out in West Texas. Rain and thunderstorms late tomorrow night. Best chance should be on Friday as that system moves across the region. That'll give us our best chance of rain. We're not, about a ½ inch to an inch. The threat of severe weather is going to stay to our south and west, so we're not really seeing that big of a chance of precipitation. Overall, though, once this storm system comes through, it will get colder, so be advised for that.
15.
So we're talking about the potential for some changes in the weather just ahead. Meantime, still the same old story. Groundhog Day, by the way, tomorrow. Pretty exciting, huh? Anyway, temperatures in the 60s. Maybe you're not that excited, but meteorologists just love that day for some odd reason. It's Groundhog's Day. For the
Before you're
50th
clear,
time. Anyway, temperatures
weather guy I
expected
worked
to be
with up in
in the
Joplin
60s,
hated
good
the
chance of
groundhog.
rain on Friday,
Referred
and then
to it
look
as a
for
rodent.
Saturday to see a chance of showers.
Stand by
Cooler
camera
next week.
2.
We'll have to have some coats on, Jen. 20s at night and upper 40s, low 50s daytime.
Dissolve.
Wow, cool at
Grade
night.
3 for
I think it's
Yeah.
because of the movie, though. Don't you guys like
Ready,
Groundhog
1.
Day so much?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Ready 3.
It wasn't that big of a deal until the movie came
The
out.
movie came out. It's a great movie, though.
Yeah.
All right,
Take
thanks
3,
a lot.
music, stand
Well,
by
up
A,
next,
roll
he
A,
got
dissolve
folks
enemy.
grooving tonight.
Stand by your
Fans
break.
remember Soul Train's creator and longtime host, Don Cornelius.
And fade this, roll your break. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and fade up cure.
The creator of the long-running dance show Soul Train has died. Los Angeles police say Don Cornelius took his own life at his California home. Joshua Brackage takes a look at his life and legacy new tonight.
Roll light, dissolve sound full.
Police responded to a report of a shooting at the Mulholland Drive home of Don Cornelius, the creator and host of the popular TV show Soul Train. Doctors at a nearby hospital pronounced the 75-year-old dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Soul Train began as a local program in 1970 and aired nationally from 71 till 2006, eventually becoming the longest-running syndicated show in television history.
When we started to believe that we had something, is like
Animate out.
Aretha Franklin walked
Smokey
in
Robinson
the door, and we
at
were like,
101.
okay, it's
This
starting
runs
to
a
look
minute
right
31.
now.
Cornelius created the pilot for Soul Train with $400 of his own money. He also started one of the first award shows to honor black music.
Lots of folks in the business just felt like it was big enough to have its own party, its own celebration.
The show's iconic dance line inspired viewers to get up and groove in their own living rooms.
He gave them something that put a positive image on young black people, and I thought that was just so great.
And Aretha Franklin said, God bless him for the solid, good, and wholesome foundation he provided for young adults worldwide. Cornelius stepped down as the show's host in 1993 and received a star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame in 97. He always wished his viewers love, peace, and soul. Joshua Brackage, News on 6 tonight.
Dissolve Q.
When Aretha Franklin walks in the door, you know you've got something.
Yeah, no
That's
kidding.
What he said. Yeah.
I love that voice, too.
Yeah, that was cool.
Amazing. Hey, we're in for a chance of storms tomorrow night and on into Friday. We'll have an update at 10.
Music.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much for being here at 9 o'clock. We'll see you again at 10 over on Channel 6. But we are always on newson6.com. Lots of good information on there. Check it out. We'll see you again tomorrow night.
3, 2, 1. Fade it and roll your brake. Nice job, everyone.